Hey everyone, it's Fiona Edgar here. This is a video about the upcoming new moon in Cancer. So that's actually going to happen in a couple of hours from now, later on tonight. So the energies of this new moon are going to affect you for about the next 2 weeks. So even if you miss this video and you don't watch it until tomorrow, you still will get a lot from it. You can kind of figure out what's going to happen in the next fortnight. So the new moon happens at 7 degrees of Cancer. Cancer, of course, is a cardinal water sign. It is connected to nurturing, motherhood, very deep emotions. Cancer is also connected to protecting. Cancer has this reputation for being like a bit of a pushover, which isn't really true when you think about Cancer being the archetype of the mother. So you know that mothers ferociously protect their young, especially in the animal kingdom. Things have got a bit weird recently in the Kali Yuga in terms of that kind of thing. We can also see a new beginning connected to motherhood with the legislation on abortion that just happened in America. So all Cancerian related things, wherever you stand on that. So what we should expect is a kind of new emotional cycle. Everyone's emotions are heightened when it comes to Cancer season, which we are in now, doubly so today, Sun and Moon in Cancer. Things may feel a little bit dark. There's also a real feeling about connecting to the past, thinking about the past, especially in terms of your own mother, your own maternal line, and your family in general. So you may be thinking a lot about that stuff. You could be processing a lot of emotions connected to stuff that happened to you within your childhood and your family home. Now, it is square Jupiter. The new moon is square Jupiter in Aries. So what that means is that there could be some like explosive situation that tends to arise. Maybe even on an internal level, you feel probably a lot of anger about something. There could be some drama that flares up. What it's trying to do is to bring you to a deeper sense of healing. So how can you manage your emotions better? What are your emotional triggers? Because any triggers, this is a triggering moon. It's going to trigger your emotions, which may be a little off balance at the moment. We're all feeling more sensitive than usual. So it's worth taking note of that. If you feel a little bit emotionally off, it's really just because of this lunation. Now, Mars square Pluto is in this chart, and it's not going to be exact for like another couple of days, I think, but Mars square Pluto is really intense. So we will be feeling that, especially now. There is a feeling of tension in the air. I can feel that. I can sense it. There may be some power struggles going on, especially in terms of your family, because Cancer is connected to your family. So there could be some like maybe a bit brutal situation that happens. Mars, all this Jupiter and Aries, Mars and Pluto, it seems to be quite a dramatic thing that happens. Could be connected to violence. I hope not, but that is something that we could see with Mars square Pluto, is maybe a flare up of violence somewhere in the world, like a global thing, and the war machine and all of that would be very much connected to Jupiter in Aries. The other thing that's happened is that Neptune has just gone retrograde. So when he starts to appear, to travel backwards through the skies, we start to see things in a more clear way, taking the rose tinted glasses off. So you could have been fooling or kidding yourself about some type of situation. At that Neptune, Neptune is like an addictive energy. It makes you feel high. It can be intensely spiritual. You can be drunk on your own illusions. So wherever Neptune is kind of transiting backwards through your chart now is where you're going to be feeling those rose tinted glasses falling off and seeing the reality. Could be connected to the world, could be connected to like stuff going on in your personal life. It may feel a little bit bleak. So maybe this new moon causes some kind of trigger, especially wounds connected to a lack of nurturing in your childhood. And you kind of think, oh, shit, this is terrible. And no one loves me, because this wallowy kind of Cancer energy, because Cancers can wallow. and they tend to be easily wounded and easily hurt. And sometimes the other person never intended to hurt them, but it's taken the wrong way. We're all going to be feeling a bit like that on this lunation. So it could be a bit of an issue, especially as there is a loose square to Chiron going on, very loose, but we will still feel that nonetheless. So what happens is you may be triggered by something that really leads to a much deeper understanding about the past. You make sense of it more. You see things and you see relationships and people for how they truly are. Of course, with Chiron, there is always like a wound, especially connected to the mother. This is a mother wound. It's a lack of nurturing from the mother that has somehow influenced your life, the decisions that you have made and the relationships that you've had since then. So it can be, it may be a bit tricky, this new moon, but it's also connected to motherhood. It's always good to get rid of these wounds before you decide to have your own kids, because you don't want to pass that on to them. A lot of people unknowingly kind of repeat the behaviors of their own parents, and they get trapped in that cycle, which of course ends up being a big ugly family curse, because everyone sees it as normal, when in fact it's causing some kind of trauma that you would never want your own children to suffer from. So you could be looking at stuff that went on in your childhood and thinking that was messed up, and your parents do mess you up because they're humans, and all humans are flawed. So take it easy especially over the next few days with this stuff going on. You may be forced to stand up for yourself. Maybe you're like expressing the gentle form of Cancerian energies, because Cancer is gentle. It's not naturally confrontational. But if you threaten something that Cancer holds dear, their family, their children, their home, or people that they care about, they are going to turn into that ferocious berserker mother who is like going to do anything to protect its young. So take it easy, but overall it should be quite a healing time, but it may be a bit explosive until we can get to the healing. We are all being forced to really get to the bottom of our ancestral wounds, because those have gone unaddressed through many generations. If you align yourself with the natural cycles of nature and the earth, which is what a Western astrology does, because it's based on the seasons, equinoxes and solstices. If you do rituals in those days, and you're naturally working through that cycle of new growth, the death of the old you, things that don't serve you, and so on, we're supposed to be changing. But because of certain religions and just ignorance, and the fact that all of our most precious information has been destroyed and hidden away, or rewritten by Christians, of course, it's never going to be accurate. We've lost that ability to work through those wounds and lose those wounds. So if you're watching this, you're probably a pretty awake person. So it's kind of your duty to get rid of these things, to spot where these wounds are happening and how you can stop them so they don't affect the generations to come within your bloodline. So yeah, there can also be a fear of rejection connected to this moon. So like I say, Cancer is sensitive. There's power struggles going on, vying for people's attention. Maybe you're not getting much back, but you have to kind of try and look at this with a clear head and try and be logical. This is not a logical moon. It's entirely based on emotions. There's nothing logical about it. And when people are thinking from their emotions rather than their intellect, then that's when we get a lot of trouble. So there can also be freedom of restrictions here, because Mars square Pluto is liberating, and the new moon square Jupiter has a liberating type of energy. Aries refuses to be boxed in. It just says, hell no, I'm going to do what I want. So we could be breaking free of oppressive situations that are really making you feel low emotionally. So you have to go towards what is nurturing you as a mother would, protecting, feeding, uh, a home that you feel safe in, people that make you feel safe. Cancer is connected to safety. So move towards that. Now let's talk about how this lunation is really affecting all of the signs. I want you to watch your sun sign and your rising sign. Rising is most important. However, if you could still watch your moon sign and get stuff out of that, especially if you were born at night, because the moon is the mistress of the night. Now, for Aries folks, this new moon is happening in your 4th house. Really, this is about turning away from old family wounds, especially wounds that your mother has caused you. Sometimes the father also, or any kind of horrible stuff that happened to you in your childhood. There is a real chance for you to break free of all of these issues. But it could come, first of all, with a drama, an argument, a lot of conflict. Then you kind of work through it and you get to the good stuff on the other side. You could also be experiencing new beginnings connected to your home. So for Taurus, the new moon is happening in your 3rd house. Now, this is going to be a new emotional cycle for you, probably connected to your siblings, other extended family members. Maybe you have a breakthrough, maybe some shit happened to you in your childhood and you look at the other family member, your other sibling, and it didn't affect them in the same way. You're not on the same page. That can also cause a huge rift within families. So I have a lot of experience with that, and it's, it can destroy and fragment families. But you could also have new breakthroughs connected to your community and your neighborhood and the people that you know amongst your neighborhood. Now, there could also be a bit of drama connected to that, but then you sort of get through this and maybe come to a sense of more peace within your immediate surroundings. So for Geminis, this is happening in your 2nd house of your finances, your personal resources, stuff that you earn. So this can be a change or breakthrough, and you're going to start earning money really in the realm connected to the realm of the emotions. So you could be maybe feeling a little bit more emotionally dependent on money during this cycle for your own security. Cancer is a sign that is connected to security. They have to feel secure in every way in their life. Otherwise, they start to get moody and feel unbalanced. So working with the realm of emotions to make sure that it doesn't affect your income, right? So maybe you're feeling emotionally unbalanced and that has been affecting your income recently, but that's going to change soon for you in terms of this new moon in Cancer. You will be thinking about your money in a much deeper way. You're going to reject everything, all of the methods that you used before to earn money, and something new is going to come with a breakthrough. So for Cancer, this is happening in your 1st house. I'm a Cancer. So this very much is connected to your physical body in terms of your health. How strong is your physical body, right? Because if you've been under a lot of stress recently, maybe the stress has come from within your family. Cancers suffer in their health when it comes to wounds that their family have caused them, especially in terms of like the stomach or your breasts. All of those can be caused sometimes by emotional situations. So you should be feeling more strength and vitality with this new moon. You're also going to have some kind of change within your identity. This is a fertile moon. If motherhood is kind of on your mind and you're trying for a child, it is a period where you would be more likely to conceive. So another thing for Cancer is that you will be making more sense of the past so that you can forge a new identity for yourself, a stronger one that is more authentic and, more powerful. And you'll be feeling that within yourself. Of course, it may involve a slight bit of conflict or standing up to others, especially with this Mars-Pluto square. So just be mindful of that. So with Leo, the new moon is actually happening in your 12th house. The 12th house is many different things. It's often described wrongly by astrologers because they don't seem to understand it. The 12th house, first of all, for Leo, your psychic senses will be really heightened. Your intuition is going to be heightened. You will be feeling like you're having all of these like cryptic dreams and having to make sense of them. It's also going to shine a light into your subconscious, and you will become more aware of certain things that you do to yourself that lead to your undoing. Now, these are things that you do, you're not aware of it, and they have come from some kind of family wound on your maternal line. The 12th house is also where you have your blood memory, the memory of the blood, the memory of your ancestors. What is the memory of your blood? Well, it's when you're intuitively drawn to something, angered about something, you have you're faced with certain archetypes in your life. Maybe you have like deep fears about things. That's memories that are in your blood. The blood is so strong. Within the new age and all of that, we've lost the importance of blood. Okay, so also the issue is that your the blood represents your ancestors, and a lot of that is kind of mixed up now because people do not realize how important your blood actually is. So you will have some insight into all of those things. You may also be spending more time on your own. You could be more tired. Maybe you feel a little bit under the weather and you just want to take some time by yourself. So all of those things will be relevant to you. So for Virgo, this new moon is happening in your 11th house. New emotional beginnings connected to your friends, new emotional beginnings connected to groups that you belong to. Are you getting emotionally fed by those people? Like, does it feel good when you interact with certain friends, or is it just a big drain on you? Because the 11th house is this transit is going to make that more clear for you. There could be a bit of drama that kind of happens in terms of a group or friends all of a sudden, and then you're sort of questioning, am I being nurtured by this person or these people? Am I getting what I deserve from this, or is it really a kind of one-way road? So you could see emotional imbalances within your friendships. There could be a drama about that, and then it leads to a deeper state of healing in whatever way that has to happen. It could happen from having a talk about it with your friends, or it could be F you, see you later, especially with that Mars square Pluto. That's a kind of very dangerous energy, and I can feel it building, and it's powerful. So for Libra, this is happening in your 10th house, and it's all about new beginnings in terms of your career. So you could have a bit of a minor drama that is connected to your job somehow. You could even leave your job or start a new one during this cycle. But overall, this is going to lead to a deeper sense of healing for you so that you enjoy your job. Because Libra does really like peace, especially in terms of their interactions with others on a day-to-day level. They're extremely logical. So this energy for Librans may be very uncomfortable. Libra is the sign of pure left-brained logic. They're super intelligent. It's one of the most intelligent signs of the zodiac. They're logical, they're clear. They think a lot about what other people say, and quite often there's a conflict in their own mind about it, which is why they get this reputation for being indecisive from. Now, they may be quite peaceful. They don't normally shout and cause dramas. However, if you're wrong, if what you tell them does not make any logical sense, then they will be the first to tell you. So you have to work through this. You will be feeling more emotional than usual. People in your job or your office may be feeling a little, or acting in a way that is maybe a bit childish. You see this as childish. Maybe there's just some stupid drama or office gossip, but it does lead to a better state along the line for you. So for Scorpio, This is a new cycle connected to foreign lands. The ninth house is connected to the foreign lands, your interaction with foreigners, your beliefs. Now, Cancer is a sign that is connected to tradition. Your beliefs are going to kind of become more traditional in terms of this new moon. You'll be thinking a lot about the past, maybe how things were years and years ago, or generations ago, or even thousands of years ago. And you'll be seeing that the old ways are always the better ways. So you could change your beliefs. Your beliefs are going to change connected to your emotions, your intuition. Scorpio is a highly emotional and intuitive sign. So you can feel, you have like these feelers that are always out for hostile energies, but you will be searching the past to get a deeper understanding for the future and how it is that you live. You could also travel. Some people, of course, are like they analyze things on a much more deeper level than others. So it could simply be that you take a journey, long distance journey to somewhere nice. I found that when I travel and I go to certain areas of the land, it changes my life in some way, because the land has a spirit, it has an energy. And let's say you decide to go somewhere that your ancestors came from, it can change you on a very deep level, especially in terms of old wounds on your maternal line. So for Sag, this is happening in your 8th house. It's a super sexually charged, intense lunation for you. Now, Mars square Pluto is quite sexual and intense, and you will be feeling that, as the 8th house is the house of sex. It's also about death and rebirth. It's also connected to joint finances. You may have a new beginning connected to how you handle joint finances. Maybe you and your partner decide to get a joint bank account. Maybe you get some money or an inheritance, or you start proceedings to get one. So you will have a deeper psychological insight into the way that you deal with intimacy within your personal relationships. So it could be a softer cycle for you, where you're feeling your partner's emotions as you feel your own. So for Capricorn, this new moon, of course, is happening in your 7th house of marriage, personal relationships, romantic relationships, but also client, business relationships, and even teacher-student relationships. So this is a new cycle within all of those relationships. You could, of course, could start a new relationship. Or how many times did I say relationship? You could start a new partnership, or you come into a new cycle within your own partnership. This is about a sexually charged energy. There could also be some issues with power and power struggles. It could be something that happens all of a sudden because of the square to Jupiter, but it should be something quite good for you overall. Even though it is kind of making an opposition, which is known for adding a bit of stress, but it's also about stuff that's new for you. So if you've been through a long period of being single, there is a possibility that you might meet someone. Now, what you need to do is to make sure that you're not going for someone that reminds you of your mother, right? So even if you have the best mother and you have the best relationship, we tend to, if things are unhealed within us, we pick partners who will be the same in some way. So you have to have a deeper understanding of yourself, and you're looking at your mother and your father with eyes. Neptune retrograde will help you with that, but without the rose-tinted glasses on, so that you don't repeat those issues within your own partnerships. So for Aquarius, this new moon is happening in your 6th house. This could be about new health practices, a new routine, a new daily schedule. Now, what you need to do, especially in terms of your health, first of all, you need to make sure that, or examine how your own emotions are affecting your health. So anything unresolved, especially connected to old childhood stuff. You may also have a flare-up of some kind of health issue that is connected to a moist or a yin condition within your body. So it could be stuff like candida, stomach issues, fungal infections, Water retention is a big one. You may have water retention for the next 2 weeks, then it suddenly disappears. Astrology is a lot like that. So I know when I'm going to get heavier looking at my astrology. So you could possibly gain a little weight over this period. You may not. It depends on how you eat and stuff like that. You could have a bit of a drama over daily schedules. Maybe you're someone that doesn't like to be annoyed or bothered in the morning. Like you want to get up, make your coffee, but maybe your kids are off for the summer and they're bothering you in the morning and you can't get your stuff done. It's just going to be small stuff like that. It's not going to be anything terrible. So lastly, we come on to Pisces. The first thing I want to say for Pisces is that this is an extremely fertile new moon for you, okay? Because it's happening in your 5th house of children, also creative expression and enjoyment and the ability to enjoy yourself in life. But Cancer is also connected to fertility. So if you're planning or thinking about it and you want to have a child, definitely now would be the time to this will depend on the rest of your chart, of course, but now would be a good time to practice that, get the ball moving. If you're someone that doesn't want to have kids, you might want to take precautions over the next couple of weeks. What you need to do also is to examine your own mother wounds so that you do not pass those on to your other children or any descendants that you have. So your creative abilities are going to be very stimulated by this lunation. 5th house is more like ideas and creativity that has power connected to it, especially with this Mars-Pluto square. So you could be thinking that you want to empower yourself by starting a business. You'll be getting a lot of good ideas with that. Maybe it's some kind of healing practice or spiritual business, but definitely a lot of good things coming in. So just to sum it up, it may not be the easiest because it is connected to emotions. Everyone will be feeling a little bit more moody, overexcited. There could be a bit of drama, but then it leads to a greater sense of healing. You can also see people for how they truly are, and that may involve some reality checks. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you have a wonderful new moon. If you would like to book a reading or become one of my astrology students, I have certified courses. I've been studying astrology for over 20 years. I think it's like 23 or whatever. I can't remember, but it's one-on-one tuition, private tuition over Skype. So that's pretty much it, guys. I will be back again soon. Bye for now.